Welcome back. Market Coordinator Augustine Victor says the transition of produce vendors into the refurbished Castries market has been relatively smooth sailing. Victor says, as with anything new, adjustments must be made to get the right fit for all, but he says the complaints are few and far between.
By the account of Market Coordinator Augustine Victor, the move of produce vendors from the temporary market site on Jeremy Street to the newly refurbished Castries market has not been without hurdles. Victor says, given the number of people impacted by this project, issues were anticipated. He believes that in the case of produce vendors, a place of business is not a matter of one size fits all.
You'll always get vendors a little something with that is not really adjusted to the way how they want it. But I was very, very, very happy. Yesterday, all the vendors comply. They come and get their booth. And if you can see the way how everybody is happy and moving around just to make sure little nitty-gritty things that we probably don't really want something there. But it's not easy. You will not get that done in one go. But as time goes by, every day you speak to vendors, let them know exactly what is the criteria, what is the rules and regulation, and also is for their own benefit.
He says, though vendors have praised the facility for taking them out of the elements, its open sides still leave them somewhat vulnerable. He also addressed concerns on vendors leaving produce in stalls overnight.
We have a problem where the sun and probably the rain, we are now sitting around the table and see exactly what is the best solution that we can do. But at the moment, if a vendor comes with an umbrella while the sun is going down, we will not tell her take it out. But if the umbrella is an old rotten umbrella, we will not allow that. So I'm just moving around, speak to vendors. Even in the night, some of the vendors cover because you see, as you notice, there's a lot of fruits and vegetables and everything. So for them to take it out in the night is a lot of work. So if they cover the stall, I have no problem with that. But it have to be neat and nice.
He says cleanliness is a major concern for his department as they aim to see the area free of rodents and harmful bacteria. In light of current drought conditions, Victor says discussions are ongoing to implement a sanitation plan that uses less water.
I'm speaking to the vendors and let them vendors know that when the farmers bring the produce for them, they have to at least clean some of because what happens is if you have no water here, it means that you will always get the places dirty where people don't. So all these things are things that we have to speak with the vendors.
Victor thanks the produce vendors for their adherence to the rules of the facility and hopes to see more great things come for the Castries market. Jacka Wooding, Hot 7 News.
Fishermen in the north, as well as members of the public, have been celebrating what they describe as a massive catch of flying fish. For many years, local fishermen have not been able to supply the market with flying fish. One fisherman explained what may have been some of the reasons behind the disappearance of flying fish on the local market.
Last week, a large amount of flying fish was made available by Grosley fishermen after almost a decade of there being none. Social media quickly became inundated with photographs of people buying, selling, or frying flying fish. Fisherman Peter Gaston indicated that the catch signifies that it is the season for young flying fish and explained how fishermen are ensuring that they have a good catch.
Well, it's the season of flying fish, the young flying fish. We're catching the flying fish with that net, and we have something we call a kali. But we have some little line too, small little line, we're fishing it first. And we have some banana leaf, we put it in the sea, and the fish coming on under it. And when you see the fish, we take the kali and we pass under it and we put it in the boat. So after that, we're using the net.
Another fisherman, MacArthur Powell, says although many believed that the disappearance of flying fish had to do with the influx of sargassum seaweed, he believes many other factors played a part.
It started somewhere around the appearance of the sargassum, almost simultaneously with the appearance of the sargassum. That is why some of us thought that it was responsible for chasing the flying fish away. But I believe other factors may have played a part. Factors like climate change, change of current, sea current usually. The flying fish usually moves with the current because it's a smaller fish. Pelagics like dolphin usually move against the current, but fish like flying fish usually move with the current. So it may have been very strong currents in our waters that have, caused them to stay away from our waters.
Powell says he is hopeful that the recent reappearance of flying fish is not just luck and chance. He indicated that the original flying fish season back in the day was during the latter months of the year.
I can think back and tell you that I remember around December time, fishers started to catch flying fish. And I don't know if you ever went to the square, but in those days, flying fish on the square, fried flying fish on the square was a big thing. So around November, December, you would start catching them. March, April, they would be at their full. And then later on, they would begin to decrease. The supply would decrease.
The fishermen are hopeful that there will be much more flying fish to enjoy and sell as time goes by.
A visit to your local beautician will be very different from what it used to be pre-COVID-19. New stipulations will have to be met and prices may get stiffer.
Hairstylist Bertha Romulus is one of the most sought-after hair and beauty mavens. She explains that COVID-19 had a significant negative impact on the industry.
Usually around this time, we are getting ready for Carnival, and we have been, some of us have ordered stuff to get this going, and to order so many things to get them in the island, you have to pay to clear them, and you're not spending and you're not raking in any money, so that means you'd have to be spending your savings all the time. So it's hard. Some of the changes, number one, you have to if anybody's coming, you have to work only by appointment. So if you're by appointment, your client would call you, make an appointment. You'd have to interview them over the phone, asking them questions like, are you sick? Have you been exposed to this? Have you had a fever? Different things, so you could have a go-ahead with the client the following day. When they visit your shop, you would have to have a non-contact thermometer that when they come, that you'd have to put on their forehead to make sure they don't have a temperature. So that you would have to buy. It's like opening a new salon operation. If you have any cloth material, chairs or anything that's porous, you'd have to get rid of them. You'd have to get rid of wooden brushes. Some people probably use that. You'd have to get rid of it. Anything that could absorb or moisture, or anything that could absorb what the COVID virus travels in. You would have to get rid of all your magazines. Make sure the furniture in the shop, if you have a table, make sure all of them are cleared without cloth so you could always wipe them down properly.
Getting up and running is going to mean some major adjustments. And with those adjustments come costs. Romulus says the cost implications of meeting stipulations, which are not optional but rather mandatory, could drive prices up.
With all the new things, you speak to your clients about it. Like I said, I said on my Facebook story, prices might well have to be raised in your establishment. Since you have to buy so many things right now, you probably have to speak to your client and discuss with them, this is the new thing, and for me to protect you and protect myself, I might have to put a little $10 or $5 on it. Yeah.
Do you foresee members of the public being receptive to that? Because for some people it's considered a want and not a need. And then if there are price increases, do you think that would negatively affect the number of clients that you guys in the sector would be able to attract?
No, I don't think so. Women always want to look pretty.
However, Romulus does not think the forecast is all doom and gloom for the beauty industry. She says the post-COVID-19 era allows an opportunity for stylists to get truly creative.
You can adapt. As a hairdresser, you could do new things to get your clients rolling, you know. Introduce, now is the time. I mean, you had 2 months to research the web, to do so many things to improve your craft. So now you could put it out there. The meaning of life is you are not in control. This is what life is. You're not in control of anything. But like I've been saying, you can adapt. And sometimes this might be a good thing in that it will teach you how to manage your time, your work, your work ethics.
So if you're looking to get some pampering and me time post-COVID-19, be sure to call in to your local beautician and expect that there will be some major changes.
Deputy President General of the National Workers' Union, Solis Myers, has confirmed the existence of a worker petition signed by well over 100 staff members at the St. Jude Hospital, seeking intervention in what they describe as the destructive approach of the HR manager at the facility. Myers says it is not the first time that staff members have raised such concerns.
During the first week of May, we would have received a petition from the workers coming out of issues and concerns they had related to the behavior and the treatment of the staff by the human resource manager. So when we received the petition, we would have forwarded it to the chairman of the board, along with the Minister of Health, the Labour Commissioner, so that we could get a meeting going as soon as possible to address all of the outstanding concerns. These are not new concerns. They have been brought before the chairman of the board in the past by the union.
She indicates that the union is currently awaiting counsel with the Labour Commissioner on this matter. The issue has also been brought to the attention of Health Minister Mary Isaac in hopes of her intervention. This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. Sports and weather are coming up after the break.